What are you looking at, butthead?
Alright, so it was a review for Jude Law movie. Came out last year called Dom Hemingway. I'm not really sure how I came across this movie. I think I might have saw a trailer on iTunes or something like that. Maybe I was just looking through Jude Law's IMDb page, looking at his credits. But I saw a trailer and it looked pretty good. I wanted to check it out, and I saw it was streaming on a service that I use. So I checked it out. It's about Jude Law plays the title character Dom Hemingway, and he's in jail, and he's kind of a rugged brute, and he's about to be released, and so we follow him, and apparently he was in jail because he was part of a big robbery, and he didn't snitch on the people that he was working for, so he did his time. He was in there for quite a while, and he gets out, and he's just he's really angry. He wants to get his money that he's owed. And so that's kind of his journey, or his main goal, his main focus is to get paid the money that he's owed to him. And when he gets out, he meets up with his friend. I didn't recognize the actor that played him, his Richard E. Grant. I think he might be a little bigger in Europe, because this is a British movie. But he plays his friend Dickie. And so those two are just kind of together after he gets out of jail. And he really wants to get paid by his former boss, Mr. Fontaine. He's played by Damien Bashir. He's pretty recognizable. He kind of makes appearances here and there in movies. Probably best recognized as one of the big drug cartel leaders in Weeds. That's how I mostly recognize him. So that's Dom's biggest goal is to go get paid by him. He's just really angry, really upset kind of guy. Easily has a short temper, easily to just go off the cuff and attack somebody. But then also there's a bit of a storyline with his daughter that's now all grown up and has a young son and stuff. And his daughter Evelyn is played by Amelia Clark, who you probably know as Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones. This is actually the first movie I've seen her in. Just mostly seen her in Game of Thrones. So then there's that storyline too. That's kind of the bulk of the story. So it starts out really funny. Jude Law is just in general, him and his friend. They have this weird kind of. It's not like a black comedy, but some of the stuff that they do is just pretty funny and goofy. But he's also just violent. He'll just go crazy for no reason. But it's played for laughs, and it works. Towards the a little past the halfway mark, it kind of veers into a bit of a cliche, which you can probably guess. The daughter aspect coming back into it. He wants to try to better his life and spend time with her and his grandson now. And I thought that was kind of unfortunate because it started out so well. It's Jude Law's. He actually bulked up quite a bit for this movie. I guess he gained like 20 or 30 pounds. And he looks bigger, kind of like muscular, but also just bigger, kind of fatter. I think he just gained mass in general. But yeah, it starts out, it's really funny and it's interesting. He has this, not a really mysterious background because you know that he was involved in a robbery. He's a safecracker, is what he does. Oh, there's a really good scene where he goes in and is working with a former rival of his, kind of, and he's gonna do a job for them. That part's really funny. So I was really hopeful for it because it did have this comedy with a crime aspect to it, but then I thought it fell off quite a bit towards the end with the daughter story because it's been seen so many times before and it's pretty cliched. This former or still criminal trying to better himself and be with his family. That's in a lot of movies. So starts out good. It's still a decent movie. It's a good watch, but yeah, I think the ending was the kind of a worst part of it. But so yeah, I think those are kind of the main points. A couple of the movie connections I had were The Rock. The part with Sean Connery trying to meet up with his daughter was also reminiscent of this story's ending, kind of. And there's other movies that have a similar plot, like I just been talking about. I thought about the movie Bronson with Tom Hardy. that character especially when he's out of prison. He's just, this big hulking guy that's just has the shortest temper ever and just is mad at everybody and will just go crazy on you. And I thought that was kind of similar to Jude Law's portrayal of Dom. He does a good job. Jude Law does, portraying the character. Different for him. He doesn't play a lot of criminals and stuff like that, so it's interesting to see him in that kind of a role. I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5. So it's definitely worth a watch if you like Jude Law or a crime movie. It's a good one to just throw on. Nothing award winning or anything super groundbreaking. The movie is written and directed by a guy named Richard Shepard, which I wasn't really too familiar with, but just looking through his IMDb page and stuff, he had one movie from 2005 called The Matador, which is one I've wanted to see. It stars Pierce Brosnan and Greg Kinnear. Pierce Brosnan plays like a hitman, and Greg Kinnear is just a regular businessman. He gets caught up into some sort of a plot that involves Pierce Brosnan's hitman character. And I've heard really good things about that, so I've been wanting to check that one out. So I think it's about the only thing I'd really heard of from this writer-director. But yeah, so it's a decent movie if you're looking for just a good, pretty fun crime movie to watch. So I'd check it out. All right, that's going to be it.